Good morning, New York, and a very warm welcome to all our listeners joining us from every corner of the globe. You are tuning in to the Growth English Podcast, the place where we master the English language while building a stronger, more positive version of ourselves.
That's right, Emma. We are coming to you live from our high-tech studio right here in Midtown Manhattan. The energy outside is electric today. You can see the yellow taxis rushing by and the sunlight reflecting off the glass of the Empire State Building. It's the perfect day to talk about connection.
It really is, Liam. And speaking of connection, today we are tackling a topic that is close to my heart. We often talk about active empathy, but to be honest, I used to get confused. I thought feeling sorry for someone was the same as being empathetic.
You aren't alone there, Emma. Actually, many people, even native English speakers, struggle to see the line between pity and empathy. One can push people away while the other pulls them closer.
Exactly. And for our English learners out there, this episode is a double win. Not only will you learn the subtle vocabulary used to express deep emotions in the US, but you will also learn how to change your mindset to become a better friend, a better colleague, and a better communicator.
Learning English isn't just about memorizing grammar rules from a textbook. It's about understanding the soul of the language. It's about knowing how to say, I hear you, and really meaning it.
So, if you are walking to work, sitting in a quiet cafe, or maybe just relaxing at home, grab your coffee, open your heart, and let's dive into the world of active empathy.
Are you ready to go beyond the surface, Emma?
I am ready. Let's get started. Well, Liam, here we are. Looking out at the busy streets of Manhattan, I can't help but think about how many people we pass every day who are struggling. To be honest, sometimes I want to help, but I don't know what to say. I usually just say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. That's too bad."
Actually, Emma, that is a very common reaction. We see someone in pain and our instinct is to feel sorry for them. But that feeling is what we call pity.
Pity. It sounds kind, but you said earlier it can push people away. Why is that?
Well, think about it this way. When you pity someone, you are standing on a high balcony, looking down at someone in the street who is stuck in the rain. You say, "Oh, poor you, you're getting wet. I'm so glad I have an umbrella up here."
Oh, so I am safe and they are not. It makes me feel superior?
Exactly. It creates a gap. In American culture, especially in a professional city like New York, people value their dignity. If you pity a colleague, you might accidentally make them feel weak or less than you.
I see. So, what is the empathy version of that balcony story?
Empathy is leaving your balcony, going down into the street, and standing in the rain with them. You don't necessarily have an umbrella for them, but you say, I know what it's like to be wet and cold. I'm here with you.
Let's try a real scenario. Imagine we are at a big marketing firm on Wall Street. My friend Sarah just gave a presentation and it went terribly. She forgot her notes and the boss was frustrated.
Okay, if you use pity, what would you say to Sarah in the break room?
Maybe. Oh, Sarah, I felt so bad for you. You looked so embarrassed. That was a nightmare for you, wasn't it?
Ouch. To be honest, Emma, if I were Sarah, I would want to hide under the table. You are shining a bright light on her failure. You are confirming that it was a nightmare.
You're right. That sounds terrible now that I hear it back. So, how do I use active empathy in that moment?
Well, instead of focusing on the failure, focus on the feeling. Try something like, Sarah, I've had presentations that didn't go as planned too. It's a tough feeling when you've worked so hard. Do you want to grab a coffee and vent for a minute?
Wow, that feels so much better. I'm not saying she failed, I'm saying I understand the emotion of the situation.
Precisely. You are leveling with her. You are not above her, you are beside her.
You know, New York subways can be stressful. Yesterday, I saw a woman struggling with a heavy stroller and two crying kids. Everyone was just staring at her with pity eyes.
Pity eyes. That's a great phrase, Emma. People look at her and think, I'm so glad those aren't my kids right now.
Exactly. I felt that distance. But how do you show empathy to a stranger without being weird?
Actually, empathy for a stranger is often about small actions and validation. You could simply catch her eye, give a warm smile, and say, You're doing a great job. It's a busy morning, isn't it?
That's it? Just acknowledging the difficulty?
Yes. Pity says you are a mess. Empathy says this situation is hard and I see you handling it. It gives her strength instead of making her feel like a victim.
To be honest, I think we all just want to be seen. Not judged, but seen.
Emma, I have a confession. When my friends tell me a problem, I immediately try to fix it. You should do this, or why don't you try that? Is that empathy?
Well, that is a very New York energy. We want results. But actually, fixing can sometimes be a form of pity.
Wait, really? How?
Because when you try to fix someone immediately, you're essentially saying, your problem is making me uncomfortable, so let's get rid of it quickly. You aren't sitting with them in their pain, you're trying to push them out of it.
Oh, wow. I never thought of it that way. I thought I was being helpful.
To be honest, sometimes the most active thing you can do in empathy is just to listen. We call this holding space. In a world that's always talking, being the person who listens is a superpower.
Holding space. I like that. So instead of giving advice, I should ask questions.
Exactly. Ask, what is the hardest part for you right now? Or, how can I best support you today? These questions invite the other person to be the hero of their own story.
Let's bring this back to our listeners. Many of them feel ashamed when they make a mistake in English.
And if a teacher pities them, they might say, oh, don't worry, your English is fine for a beginner. That feels a bit condescending, right? Like they're saying I'm not capable of more?
Exactly. An empathetic teacher would say, I know it's frustrating when the words in your head don't match the words coming out of your mouth. I've been there with my second language too. Take your time, I'm listening.
That gives me so much more confidence. It makes me feel like my struggle is a normal part of the journey, not a pity-worthy mistake.
And that, Emma, is the power of active empathy. It turns a moment of weakness into a moment of connection.
Well, I think I have a lot to practice today. Before we move to our vocabulary section, let's take a quick breath and think, are we looking down from the balcony or are we walking in the rain? And we are back. That conversation in part one really opened my eyes, Liam. I've realized that the words we choose can either build a bridge or a wall.
Exactly, Emma. Language is a tool. If you use the wrong tool, you might accidentally hurt someone's feelings. So for part two, we have selected 5 golden words from our discussion. We are going to break them down so our listeners can use them confidently.
Our first word is a bit long, condescending. To be honest, it's a word that sounds a bit fancy, but we use it a lot in the US.
We do. If you are condescending, it means you act like you are more intelligent or more important than other people. Think of our balcony story from earlier. Pity is often condescending.
So if a boss talks to an employee like they are a child, that is condescending?
Spot on. For example, I don't like his condescending tone. In New York, being called condescending is not a compliment. It means you lack empathy.
Okay, so listeners, remember, stay off the balcony. Don't be condescending.
Word number 2 is validation. This is the secret ingredient of empathy.
I love this word. To validate someone is to say, I see you and I understand why you feel this way, right?
Exactly. In a fast-paced city like this, everyone is rushing. Validation is stopping to say, your feelings make sense. For example, if your friend is stressed about an exam, don't say, it's easy. Say, I hear you. Exams are incredibly stressful. That feeling is valid.
That feeling is valid. That's a great phrase to memorize. It provides instant comfort. Next up is a compound word, perspective taking. This sounds like a psychological term, Liam.
It is, but it's very simple. It means trying to see a situation from another person's point of view. In English, we often use the idiom to walk a mile in someone else's shoes.
Actually, in New York, we walk a lot, so maybe we should say to walk 10 blocks in someone else's sneakers?
Exactly. Perspective taking is the action of empathy. You stop thinking about how you feel and you start wondering how they feel. What is their day like? Why are they angry? It changes your whole attitude.
This next word is quite difficult to pronounce, vulnerability.
Let's practice that. Vulnerability. It means being brave enough to show your true self, including your weaknesses.
To be honest, Liam, I used to think being vulnerable was a bad thing. Like if I show I'm sad, I'm weak.
Actually, in modern American culture, especially after the work of researchers like Brené Brown, we see vulnerability as a strength. You cannot have empathy without it. To understand someone else's pain, you have to be vulnerable enough to remember your own.
So when we share our struggles with learning English, we are showing vulnerability to help others feel less alone.
Our final word is compassion.
People often think compassion is the same as pity, but you said they are different.
They are very different. Pity is passive, you just feel bad. Compassion is active. It is empathy combined with the desire to help.
Ah, so if I see a homeless person and feel bad, that's pity. If I stop, talk to them, and buy them a sandwich because I understand their hunger, that's compassion.
Exactly. Compassion has legs. It moves. It does something. It's the highest form of human connection.
Wow, what a powerful list. Let's recap: condescending, validation, perspective taking, vulnerability, and compassion.
I encourage our listeners to pick one of these words today. Don't just learn the definition, try to see it in your life. Where do you see perspective taking? Who gives you validation?
Well, Liam, I think I've had enough validation for one morning. My brain is full, but my heart is ready to practice some compassion out there in the city.
As we sit here in the quiet of our studio, watching the lights of Manhattan begin to flicker on, I want us to take a deep breath. We've talked a lot about words today, but the truth is, empathy is a language that doesn't always need words.
That's so true, Liam. Sometimes the most active thing about empathy is just being there.
Exactly. I want to leave our listeners with a small visualization. Imagine someone you love is sitting in a dark room. They are sad and lonely. Pity is standing at the door looking in and saying, I'm so sorry it's dark in there. I'm glad my hallway is bright.
And empathy?
Empathy is walking into that dark room, sitting on the floor next to them and saying, it is dark in here. I'm here with you. You don't bring a flashlight to force the darkness away. You just offer your presence until they are ready to find the light themselves.
That is a beautiful image. It reminds me that we don't have to be fixers. We just have to be humans. In our fast-paced lives, especially in cities like this, we often forget that everyone is carrying a heavy bag that we cannot see.
Well said, Emma. So my message to everyone listening is this. Today, don't just feel sorry for people.
Try to feel with them. Use the words we learned. Validate their feelings. Take their perspective. And most importantly, don't be afraid of being vulnerable.
To summarize for our friends learning English, pity looks down, empathy looks across. Pity judges the problem, empathy loves the person. If you want to improve your communication, start with your heart. The grammar will follow.
Before we close the studio for today, we want to hear from you. Think of a person in your life who might be in a dark room right now. What is one empathetic thing you can say to them today?
Maybe it's just, I hear you, or I'm here for you. Write it down, or better yet, go say it to them.
Thank you for joining us in New York today. It has been a pleasure growing with you.
Practice active empathy. Stay curious and keep growing. We will see you in the next episode of the Growth English podcast.